working through all the free video tutorials on the Singer CE677. We have a link in the description below where you can find all the videos on this machine. The goal is to do a video on every page of the manual. Here we're going to talk about the accessories that are included with this machine and a few suggestions of where you can buy more feet, more bobbins, and which needles are ideal for this machine. Do keep in mind that if you're looking for your manual, there was a little piece of paper that was included that I actually like what they put here. And it said, "One stitch won't make a garment, but with many stitches, something beautiful can be made. Thanks for helping us make a small stitch in the effort to reduce the amount of paper we consume. Find your sewing machine manual at manuals.singer.com and your warranty terms at warranty.singer.com. So there is also a link to the manual for this machine right below in the description if you would like to print off a manual or even just have it so you can view it on a tablet or phone going forward. But if you follow these videos and you're a very visual learner, I think you're going to be able to follow along very easy. There was a very quick start guide for threading it, which we will do a separate video on the true tips and tricks to know for threading this machine to be successfully used on any project and fabric you want to sew on. Okay, so what comes in this little packet? And in no particular order, I'm going to just pull things out. So this weird looking thing, that is your buttonhole foot. So there is a buttonhole stitch that you can select. You actually put your button right back here so it knows like what size to do, and then it does it automatically for you. Super fun. We will get to that video soon. Next, there is actually, so speaking of buttons, when you want to sew on that button, the foot with the little blue toes is perfect for sewing the button on. Our standard foot is on the machine. There's a similar foot, and you can kind of tell that it's clear. And this is great for the decorative stitches. You can kind of see where you're going. So if you're trying to come up to a point, turn right at a certain corner or curve easily around, put this clear foot on. It also has a cutout underneath. So any of your decorative stitches that are dense and very filled in won't get hung up. There's room for them to slide underneath the foot and out the back so they don't get piled up. Truly, that is a foot that people probably don't realize that they need and need to use it more often than they do. This one actually has, so the little white piece is an adjustable guide. So as you slide the screw, you can see that the guide will move left and right. So I've often used this for doing overlock stitches, so I can guide it right along the edge of my fabric and have this stitch go perfectly off the raw edge. I can also use this to do a blind hem, so that is also an option for you. So being able to adjust it to perfectly align everything with any weight of fabric you're working with, this is your go-to foot. You'll see me using that in a couple videos going forward. Now this one, it actually has a letter I on it. It is a zipper foot, and it looks funny because you can actually attach it to the machine either on the right side of the foot or the left side of the foot. And depending on what side your zipper teeth are laying on and where all the bulk of the fabric is, you can adjust which side you're actually sewing on. So brilliant. So zipper foot is what this is. Sometimes people use this to sew on piping, so there's that big cord and thickness, and you can get right up against that cord without having a big presser foot kind of keeping you away from it, so you can hug it nice and easy. There is a handful of bobbins. I'm seeing there was 3 in the bag and there's 1 that came in the machine. It's empty, but it's already in here. So 4 bobbins. Let's talk bobbins for just a second. Bobbins are specific for your machine. So this is not a place that you can usually mix and match from a previous sewing machine. You might be able to, but if you're unsure, you can always visit your local sewing machine store and ask them, are these the same bobbins from your older machine and are they the same to your new machine? Just because they're plastic doesn't mean anything is wrong with them. This machine is prepped or tensioned for the lighter weight bobbin. So just because you have a bobbin that is metal in the exact same size, your machine is not set up for that heavier weight of bobbin. So make sure this machine uses the clear plastic bobbins, that you also use the clear plastic bobbins from Singer. We'll put some links below and you can find additional bobbins. Usually I have found our students say that they like to have anywhere from 20 to 30 bobbins for their machine. So if you have a pack of 10 that you can purchase, maybe buy 2 packs, and you're somewhere in that normal range of having enough bobbins for most of the colors that you're going to be working on. We have a couple spool caps. These are going to be placed on the spool here at the top to hold the spool in place. So a bigger one for a bigger spool. Actually, I have one right here. Like you can see that that's going to hold that on. It's got a bigger end, so perfect. And then there is a smaller one right here. He's little, so if you have a smaller spool end, this is going to go on perfectly and not get caught on the spool or the thread as it's coming undone. A few more things that we see in here. We do have a very small pack of needles, and I will tell you that a home sewing machine needle of just about any brand will work in this machine. So if it says home sewing machine needle, you can use it. And we do talk about needles throughout these videos, and we have a whole needle section that you can visit and learn more about, like denim needles or stretch needles. But you will find that if you're having any troubles with your machine, by changing your needle, it will usually solve the problem. Not all needles are the same size, so smaller needles for finer fabrics, larger numbered needles for heavier fabrics. And we'll clarify a few things along the way. But at least if you have any trouble or wear this one out, you have extra needles close by. 2 more things in the little bag that came with is this is actually your screwdriver. So 2 things. Number 1, it is short enough to take and loosen the screws that are on the throat plate. We're going to talk about cleaning your machine and the need to get underneath this throat plate and take it off. So this it makes it really easy because you can just twist. The other one you can usually use for or help to take your needle in and out. This is a simple to tighten screw with your fingers, but if you need a little help, you can use that part as well. This is a seam guide. Now this will slide into the back of the machine. We'll do a video on it too, but it will slide back here and allow you to follow. Here, let's see if I can line it up. So it pushes in nice and hard, so of course it doesn't move or get bumped as you're using it, but you can set that up and have a predetermined seam guide of an inch, inch and a half or more, or if you're just trying to keep yourself lined up with one of the lines on the throat plate, you can even move that even closer. So I do love that a seam guide is included with this machine. You do have a slide off box and a place to store all the accessories right here. So now that I'm done taking them out of the package, I can just lay them here and they're always close by and with me wherever I might take my sewing machine to. And then I can just slide that back on and keep that close by. I think we're ready to get this machine threaded up and the proper way to wind a bobbin. Let's do that next.